Coming back. Hold on. Did I change the? I didn't change the whatever. Okay. The title. Let me hope I changed it. I know I didn't. I didn't change it. Okay, yeah. I need to just change it from here. It's actually day 37. Learning Spring Boot. We are still in Spring Security authentication. So here we not in Spring Security, but we are in authentication and authorization. Also with Spring Security. Authorization. Alright. So all I need to do is just click on here, go to your channel, go and grab this link, grab, copy, and then paste it inside the Discord. Okay. What's up, boys? How y'all doing? How are you doing, brothers? Okay, yeah, we started a stream on the programming channel. We started the stream on the programming channel. Let me go to Discord in a sec. Yeah. Okay. We live now on YouTube. Pull up. Wait, I can't paste it. Okay, let me open Discord. Bro, why does Discord take forever like that to open? Okay, this is Filthy Squad. So let's go. We're doing Spring Boot, my brothers. Yo, boys, how y'all doing, bruh? We back. This is day 37, as you guys know, doing the Spring Boot. We're going crazy with Spring Boot. Yo, hey, pull hit. Oh, bro, your name is the hardest name I've ever seen. Okay, so let me go and open our previous project. What's up, bro? What's up? Welcome back to the stream, all of you guys, bro. How are you guys doing? I just got back from school, bro. Uni was cool, so we don't have school tomorrow, which is lit. So that means tomorrow's stream we shall probably start it earlier. So yeah. Let's go back from school, bro. I was so tired, but guess what though? We gotta keep going. All right. It's all about grinding. Holiday? Nah, my holidays are still, bro. My holidays are still far. Alright, so we're doing, I think last time we were doing JWT authentication. And yeah, where did we stop? Let me see. We created this service. And what else? We were supposed to, let me see. Yeah, this is where we stopped. I think we created the JWT service. The next logical thing was supposed to be chat. Hold on. Let me see. Let's check the roadmap as well. So according to our roadmap, we are still here, authentication and authorization with JWT, and then unit testing with JUnit and Mockito. So that's what we're doing. Okay. Good. Let's go to chat GPT. So we see where we stopped last time. JWT and unit testing. Okay. That's where we stopped. I don't like starting a new chat for real. I love to keep my chats with AI. Okay, let's go where? Oh yeah, this is where we stopped, right? So in short, oh no, this is the explanation. Yes, let's keep going. Okay, after we're done with this, what else? What else after this? Yep, after this we were supposed to go and use this now in the in the service, right? Did we really use it in the user service? Let's first check the user service. Oh, user service. Oh god. User service. So first check if repository user service dot exists by user repository dot exists by email, then check the email, or else throw new resource conflict exception. User with email already exists. Alright, then what else? We have convert DTO to entity. Then from there we can just do this register thing, and then after that we can hash the password, and then we can save the user to the database, and we can generate the token. Now where we generating the token, we say map string. Okay, this is an object and string and object, add them into claims, because this is where we shall get the username and the user object. Then add them into a hash map called claims. Then we put the email, and then user.get email. Then finally we are going to have a token, which is going to be JWT service.generate token. Then we get the claims that we created here, and then we just say user.get username, right? User.get username. So what are we adding here? We are adding these claims that contains the email and the that contains the email, which is like email here as a string, and then the email object itself. Then we add the claims and then the username. Okay, from there we can just print out the token, and we can save this to the user mapper. We return it as a response DTO, and we just okay. So this is a private class, private object, private method that we are calling within this class. Okay, so we are only using it here. I think that is it. We're going to use it here so that we stop repeating ourselves. Now for this one, we have to first check to find that user by ID, and then if that by email, and if that user exists. If the user doesn't exist, go ahead and throw a new resource not found exception, and then we check if the password matches. User.get password. So we check the DTO password and the password from the DTO. If they don't relate, then invalid password, or else return get user response DTO passing the user. Done. Good. Alright, so that's cool. Now what I'm doing here, I have another Spring Security here that I'm using for practice. As you guys can see, they almost have similar stuff, right? It's because that's how I study. I just use an example to teach myself, and then this is almost like the exercise for me to do it by myself. Okay, so this is that. What else? I need to make sure I have the JWT service, so let me go ahead and create the JWT service. JWT service. Okay, let's turn this into a service. After that, let's just come in here. I don't know if we need any required arguments constructor. I doubt if we need, but if we shall need, we shall add it. So first we need to get the private secret key, right, which is going to be a string. Private JWT secret. This one is going to be coming from the properties. Private long, and this is going to be JWT expiration date. Okay, this is the time it's going to expire. And since they are coming from the properties, let's just give it value, and then inside here inside here we just put a $, and then JWT. First, this is the secret, then we just copy. Oh my god, I love to talk out loud when I'm coding, boys, you know. Okay, let's pass this there. Here we're just going to have the expiration. Okay, now we have that. And the first thing, I need to create the sign-in key, right? The sign-in key, which is going to be a string that we shall convert into a cryptographic key that we shall use for signing in and verifying those tokens. I think the tokens. Anyways, let's create that. So it's going to be a public key, right? And then it's just, we're gonna say get sign in key. Oh my god. Then from there we are just going to create we're going to first use the bytes. So let's take byte as an array of bytes. Call this key bytes. Key bytes is equals to, what we are going to do, we are going to get the decoders from JSON Web Token, then we get the base64, not the URL, base64.encode, then we pass in our JWT secret. So we are using our secret to sign our keys, and then from there we just return the keys, the one from JSON Web Token. Then we use the hashmark SHA-key4, then we just pass in our bytes. That means we convert it into the cryptographic format that JWT library will understand. Right. Secondly, we need to create a method. Another method. Why do they look? Hold on. I don't know if they look small, bro. Are the fonts small or they okay? I think the fonts are okay. Okay, boys, y'all go ahead and like the live, my brother. Let's get it. Okay, so we got that. What else? I don't know. Okay, hold on. We need to now generate the token itself. So we're gonna have public string generate token, and for generating token we need to have a map, and then we're going to pass in a string and then an object, then we're going to give it a name of claims, extra claims. Those are things like the roles, you know, if it's an admin or not, and then maybe their email. Those are extra claims. And then we're going to have a subject, which is the username. Yep. And finally, what are we going to do with this information? Oh, we need to return JWT builder. JWT is our builder, not past builder itself. And then from there we need to first set the claims. Set claims. Claims will be extra claims, and then we need to set the subject. Subject will be the username, and then what else? We need to set the issued at. Set issued, that's the date time. So we're gonna have new date time, and then we're going to take the current time in milliseconds. Wait, new date, the issue date will be current. Wait, why is it not bringing it? It could be the issue. Issue text date. Let me see, current. current. Oh God, why is that not showing? Let me see. Is there something I'm missing out on, bro? Oh my God. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to use the system, bro. What am I doing? New date, and then okay, I'm supposed to use the system current time in milliseconds, and then set expiration will be new date as well. Then we shall use the system dot current time in milliseconds plus the JWT expiration. Finally, we need to sign this with something, which is going to be, we're going to get our sign and key, get sign and key, and then we're going to use the signature algorithm H256, HS256, and then we turn it into a string with compact, and then that is it. Finally, what else? Okay. Bro, crazy work. Okay, what else I need to build? We have the token, so I need to build, after the token I need to get the I need to extract the username. So we're going to have public string extract username, which is going to take, oh my God, which is going to take token. Okay, let me charging my phone. Good. So extracting the name. How are we gonna extract the name? Where are we extracting the name from? Let me see. Oh yeah, we're extracting the name from the claims, right? So we're going to return extract extract claims, where we're going to pass in the token, and then we are going to pass in claims. Then we map this with the subject. Then we need to create extract claims. Extract claim, I think it should be called extract claim, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, extract claims and then extract all claims. There are two things we need to take care of. Okay. I know this should be private. I think let's just create it as private. We're gonna create a generic, which is gonna take T, extract claims, just like that. Then we're going to have first a string, which is token, and then we're going to have a function which is going to take claims, and then the rest will return anything. So resolver, and then we come here and just say final claims as claims is equals to what are we? Let me see. Yep, is equals to extract all claims. Extract all, not all like this, all claims, and then inside it we pass in the token. Okay, we need to create that. And then finally we just return the resolver dot apply, then we pass in claims. There, good. Now we need to go ahead and create this public claims of type, extra claims. Then we take in the string, the token. Yep, what is left again? Create is a generic function that handles everything. Now for the claims, we are going to say return. We need to return username dot username, not actually username like this. Wait, we need to also pass in username here because we're extracting all claims. So string username. So we're gonna return username dot equals to, then we shall have extract claims, extract username if it's the same as the one that's coming from the token, then and also is token valid, wait, and is not, no, token expired rather. Yep, and the token is not expired. Let's pass in that token. Then that is that. Then let's go ahead and work on this boolean. Gonna have public boolean is token valid first. Is token valid. Then we pass in the string token. Then we get it. Oh, what's going on here? Is this how we extract all claims? No, this is for this. I'm taking two different stuff. Is token expired should be somewhere here. Public, we can have it as private as well, but let's just keep it broad. Is token, you can just keep it as private, I don't know. Public boolean is token expired, pass in the string. It's gonna be token, oh god, okay. Now what are we returning here? So let's go ahead and return extract all claims. We're gonna get extract all claims or extract claims. I'm not sure. Just go back here and try to understand what's going on. Oh, extract all claims. Oh my god, I forgot that. Okay, so here we just extract claims and then we get the token and the expiration date and we just compare. Okay, bro, think that will be the last time I'll ever forget something like that. So extracting all claims, we don't really need a username for that. Let's take it off. The username is supposed to be here, string username. Okay, extracting all claims, we need to return jwt.passbuilder, and then from there we need to set sign-in key to get sign-in key that we have. Then we need to build it. Then after that we need to pass claims JWs, then we pass in the token that we have. Then finally we just get the body, and that is that. Now what's going on here? Close that. Okay, and here we just need to say extract claims, then we pass in that token, and then we just get the claims and map this to the expiration. Then we say dot before, it should be before the new date, I think that is it, before the new date. Okay, probably that is that, before the new date. Okay, that is for expiration. Huh? Alright, now the next thing we need to do is just go and use this we have to go and use this service, JWT service, inside our user service. So here we have a user being served to the database, but we need to first check if that user already exists. So we're gonna have if user repository dot exists by email. If user repository exists by email, then we pass in DTO dot email. If that is true, then go ahead and if that is true, then we need to throw new, not username not found. We're supposed to return conflict, right? What did we call it that side? Oh, we did. Do we have that exception? Yes, resource conflict something. Resource conflict exception. Then we're gonna say email already exists. Okay, what's going on here? Required boolean provided user. It should be optional, so let's go inside our J repository. Okay, it's gonna be user type, optional. This is optional user. Expected boolean. No, I'm just gonna remove it for now. Then let's go back to the service. We need to add it, create this method in the repository, and then we can just remove these types and all that. Also, it's supposed to be boolean exists by email, just like that. Okay, if that is fine, this is to check if checks if user already exists. And then after that, this saves the entity to the database, saves the entity to the database. I mean, no, converts the entity to DTO, matter of fact, it converts DTO to the entity, my bad. And then from there, here we just hash the code. And after that, this one, it saves the user, saves entity to the database. Okay, saves entity to the database. And finally, we return this, but we need to create a new method that is going to handle the claims. Since we are using JWT, let's go to our controller to see how to do that. Can you please tell me full stack is a good career choice? It is, but it's like it requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of work, my brother. Like, you just gotta be able to sacrifice time for work. Like, you're gonna work and work and work. It's like a lot of work for full stack, bro. I can't lie to you. Okay, so we're done with that. Okay. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this already exists, so that is cool. Okay, we're done with that. We just have to create. We have to create this user response DTO, text in the user, and then we create a hash map that's gonna handle claims, which will take a string and object, and then we add email to the object. Then we create a new token by using the JWT service generate token. We pass in the claims, then we pass in user, and we get the username, and we can print the token if we want. Finally, we can just add this to the user mapper response DTO. I think that is that. Yeah, so that is the thing, my brothers. Finally, I think I need to just create this. So let's just create that method, user response DTO, text in that we're just gonna say get user generate token, I think, or get generate token. Which name did we give it? Get user response DTO. Oh, wait, extracted method for the get user response DTO to avoid code duplication. Oh, since we are going to have to create the login layer as well. Now the login layer is going to be a little bit different. Here we need to first find the email. If the email is there, go ahead and find it. If it's not there, throw an error. Man is my choice. Is it enough? Should I go for more? I just left man, so I wouldn't encourage man if you really want to get a job, because the competition on man is unless you're okay with like competing with 1 million people. But Spring Boot will make you stand out. So I'm not here advocating for Spring Boot. Just go with what you can manage to, stick up with for the longest time. Because you're here for a long time, not a short time, brother. So yeah, it depends on what you really want to do. Alright. Here, rather than saving this direct, we just get user response DTO, and then we pass in the saved user to this get user response DTO, which is this entire method. Private. It's going to be a private method. So the login is what we need to deal with second. Let's go to our login, and then handle the login. Yep, got it, brother. Yeah, for sure, my brother. Thanks for tapping into the stream, bro. One thing for sure that I know is that we shall all make it someday. Not just lazy people though. People who really are putting in work. You'll make it, brother. Just keep going. Just here we have we need to log in user. Then we need to pass in the create user DTO as DTO. And then finally we can just come here and first check. We get an instance of user class. We get our user model as user is equals to first. We need to get user repository dot find by email. which is going to be an optional, by the way, and that is going to take in, we need to check from the DTO, we need to check by email, we need to check the email or else. So let's convert this into, let's create this inside the user repository. It's going to be an optional. So this is not going to take user, we're just going to say let me go ahead and remove this, because this one is already inside the create user DTO, so we don't have to repeat ourselves. This is going to be an optional. Oh my god. Alright, now what's going on here? Related problem. We need to add or else throw an exception, and then inside here we can just go and throw the custom exception that we wrote. New throw, or else throw, we just have to say here new wait, resource not found exception, because we haven't found it. So custom exception, just gonna say user with email, then we can just call this string concatenation whatever dot email, then we just say that is not found. I think it's already complete. Okay, that is that for the user. Now secondly, we need to check if that user password matches with what we have in the database. Okay, and we're going to have if password encoder dot matches the DTO dot password, and then the user dot get password, then go ahead and save the user to the database. Hold on, go ahead and log in, right? If this is true, what did we use the opposite? Or we used the opposite here, and then we can just run a custom exception, but we can later, I mean a generic exception, we can later just write our own exception, but let's just keep it as a boolean like that. So here we can just say throw new runtime exception, and it's just gonna take invalid email or password. Yep, email or password. What's up? Yeah, what's good? No. How are you doing? I'm studying. You can't look on it. It's good. Huh? Ja, gini bunginya aja dari ya. That was 400. I bought energy drink and $400 to get eggs. Eggs? You would have added more. Or you could have called me. I said I didn't have money. Okay, all good. If you can take me a picture and then you edit the background to be white. ASAP. Today now. Do. After the stream though. When do you need it? I need it as soon as possible. I'm not gonna lie, because I'd already given my document, but my silly self, I forgot I need it. Okay, let me just do it now. It's all good. No, you first do. Let me first make sure I have my. What's the time? It's 4, so probably maybe 30 minutes. I mean 1 hour from now. Oh, 30 minutes I think. Hold on, just let me first. Alright, I can do it quick. Don't worry. Alright, let's see what else here, bro. Oh yeah, first here I needed to check for the email if it exists in the database, and if it's not there, then we say if it's already there, resource, if it's not there, the resource not found, and also the password if it doesn't match. If the password in the DTO doesn't match with the password that we have in the database, then we throw a generic exception, which is just going to be invalid email or password. We don't have to specify which one exactly. So okay. Now lastly, we can just go ahead and save the user in the database, right? That is the login. I think that's what we have here. Yeah, we need to just return the get user response DTO. Well, we need to create that method, by the way. Okay, return get user response detail. Then we just pass in the served user. Matter of fact, what did I pass in? I did not create this. So we're going to have a user called served user is equals to user repository dot save entity as user, and then we can just pass in the served user here. Okay, now we need to create this method. It's going to be a private method. Since we don't want to repeat ourselves, we can just say dump it there. Private is going to take user response detail, an instance of user response detail, and is going to take in user help, just like that. Then we can just create the map, hash map, which is going to take a string and an object. Since we want to add this JWT thing, call it claims. Oh my god, claims is equals to new hash map. Create a new hash map. Good. Then finally we can go ahead and create say claims dot put, wait, we put the string which is going to be email. Okay, and then the object will be user dot get email, user dot get email. And then finally we can just create the token is equals to JWT service. So we need to turn this, we need to add, okay, I added it already. Did I import the JWT service? No. So let's go ahead and import it. Private final JWT service as JWT service. Okay, and we can go ahead and use it here, JWT service dot generate token. Then we pass in the claims and we pass in the user dot get username. Okay, finally we need to now we can either return this straight from here. We can say return the token. How are we going to return the token? How y'all doing, brothers, man? Hold on, what did we use here? Oh, we're just returning it on the console, and then we just say the user mapper, because we are not using any user mapper here. Hold on, what's going on? Oh, I think, okay, we had to use it down here, and also here. This is for the creating a user in the database. Here we are not creating the user in the database. What am I doing? Am I drunk? Well, I'm not. So yeah, this is only we're just gonna use this user, just log in the user, and here, okay, this is cool. Now rather than having here response detail here, we're just going to remove it and paste it here. We are just pasting in this user, and then we can go ahead and, okay, here we have the user, saved user as user. Then we can just go ahead and say return user mapper dot to response detail, then we pass in the saved user. Okay, that makes sense, I think. And then finally we can just return this as system out, and we can just say JWT token as the token itself. Okay. I think that is it. That right now it should work. Like first, this is to create a user. How should we call this? This is not create a user. We're supposed to say register user, and then this is login user. Let's go inside our service. We change this. Oh, that's, we're in the service. We need to go to the controller. Let's remove this user controller. Okay, so we have register user. That is that. Finally, We need to also create another post mapping that's going to be for the login. Still going to take the same thing, but this time here we're just going to have this as /register user, I think, and then here we can have this as /login. Okay, this is gonna take login user. Now logging in user here is gonna take the response DTO response user service dot register user. This is going to be dot login user, taking the DTO, and we're not returning anything from the HTTP body. I don't know if we're returning anything. I have no idea, right? You understand? But we shall figure it out as we keep going. So that should probably do it. I think now everything should work. So here, check if the user already exists. If the user already exists, using their email, throw a resource conflict exception. That's a custom exception that we created, and then also go ahead and save, convert the DTO to an entity, and from there hash the password using the password bcrypt password encoder, and then go ahead and save the entity to the database. After that, return the response using the user mapper. Since this user mapper is an instance of mapstruct that we are mapping the entities to DTOs, and that is the data transfer object layer. So that is for the how do I call it? Wait, no, something's not right. We are returning this same thing. No, that's not what I was intending. We are supposed to return this custom get user response DTO. Get user response DTO, then we just pass in the saved user. Okay, that is that for registering a user. And then creating a user, we need to first check if the email exists in the database. If the email exists in the database, go ahead and give us that email. That means the user already exists. Or if the email doesn't exist, then that means we don't have a new user, right? We don't have that user with that email, so the login will fail. User with that email doesn't exist. And then we check for the password. If the password matches with what is coming from the DTO against what's in the database, then go ahead and if it doesn't match, because this boolean means the opposite of what we have here. If it doesn't match, that means there's an invalid email or password. It's good to keep it vague like this, the way we have it. And we'll just return our private custom method. Private method that this method prevents duplication of code in both login, in both register and login methods. Okay, that is that. I don't know what else we need to. Can we go ahead and try it and see how everything works so far, and then later we can go ahead and try to, how do I call it? Let me go to the config. Let me see the security config. So far, nothing is being protected here. We are permitting everything, and we are allowing all clients to send HTTP requests, and we are disabling the cross-site resource forgery. And this is just the bcrypt bin, so I think that should do it. This is the global exception handler, if you're wondering what's going on here. But never queried. Errors. Wait, hold on, something's not right here. We have errors, and we have errors dot. Matter of fact, I need to field errors, and then I need to just remove this message. Okay, we can have field name like that. Next thing, we can have string wait, string message is equals to field errors dot get, I think it's set, right? Set a key set dot key set field errors dot key set. Wait, is it not the one we have, bro? What did I do in the exception handler? Hold on. Yep, field errors, and okay, the error message is default message, and then we put in the error message and that, and then string validation errors, then we pass in that. Okay, yeah, that's just it. That's just it. Cool. We go back. We actually need to create. Hold on. We also need to create the error message. Error message is just the error itself. This error, for each error that we have, get the default error message. And finally, we can just say them. We have this message called, we can just say validation failed. And what did it fail with? It failed with the field errors dot key set. Grab the key set. Is it key set? Okay, just like that, and then we can just use it here. We can use the message here, message, and that should do it. But what's going on here? Oh, we didn't add this. Okay, no problem. Field errors dot put, not key set, bro, dot put, then we put the field name, no, field name and the error message. Okay, I think that should do it now. That is that. Now let me go ahead and test it now, brothers, and then we'll see if it works. Lombok processing. Okay, ID must be mapped more than once. I know where the error is coming from. Inside this mapper, I'll go to mapper details. No, user mapper. I think what's going on here also. Wait, show related problem. Bro, what's the related problem also? Let this shit up piss me off. Wait a minute. Where is the user mapper? And then user mapper. Okay, yeah. We are passing in so many things in the ID. Like from here, what are we doing inside the user? We just need we need to remove the creator. We also need to remove the updated, and we need to remove the password. Same applies to what's down here. We just need to copy this entire thing and paste it here. Okay, that should do it, I guess. So here to user entity, here from updating from DTO. I think that should do it. Can we check the to-do repository as well? Okay, this is okay. So this was the error, and let me check the repository. Okay, the error is gone, but what's going on here? Oh yeah, one letter is supposed to be by email, like this. Okay, and find by email. Let's go back to the user service. Oh my god. Okay, find by email, then we're good. So let's go ahead and test it. Let me close off this. Let's test it. Wow, bruh. Yo, what's going on again? Which errors do we have? Oh, Docker Compose. Alright, cool. First, let me check Docker PS. Okay, it's not connected. Let's get the Docker. Run Docker. Allow. So okay, I think Docker is now running. Let's say Docker PS. Okay, now let's say Docker compose up in detach mode. No configuration provided. Oh, okay, fine, that's true. Let's go to our properties. We have that. Let's go to our compose. Oh, I don't have compose yet, so I need to actually close everything that's here. Close this. I need to create Docker compose here. So file Docker compose.yaml. Okay, that is that, and I just need to get this same configuration that I have here for compose. Okay, go ahead and grab this. Oh my god. Okay, close this off and then paste this. So it's gonna be the same config. Let's bring it here. Say Docker compose. So first check what's up. Okay, nothing. Then Docker compose up in detach mode. Okay, it's now running. And let me just run the application. Okay, application is running. We have everything. We have generated. This is the generated password. Username is username. Then let's open Postman. Oh, I already disabled it anyway. I already disabled the user thing, so it won't really matter if we have a user or not. So let's just do that. Creating a user, we need email, password. Okay, let's try to send. So as you guys can see, the error handling is really working properly. This is our custom error handling message. No static resource API/users. That is good. We have path, which is API/users. That's where we have the error in. We have our status, which is 500. We have our timestamp, which is this. Ooh, good error handling, bro. Good error handling. This is mature error handling. All right, let's go. What are we gonna do? We need to go to the controller and we need to change this controller. This is /auth instead of /users. So we're just gonna keep it as /auth, and then we just change what we have here as our variables. What do we have? We have so many things open, so it's laggy. We have so many things open and it's laggy. Does this off? Thanks for the invite, brother. Let's go to variables. We change this to auth, then we just save it. That if we go back here and test this, auth create. Wait, why? Oh, we need to stop our server because, well, hold on. Let's stop the server from running. Let's run it one more time. Okay, let's go back. Let's open the Postman. Matter of fact, I need to close everything that's here. Close all tabs. Then let's just open only one tab, which is this. Send. Oh god, why are we having issues? Okay, why is this a problem? Oh, we're supposed to use /register. My bad. My bad. Register. My bad. This is to create a user. We need to use that. Okay. Say Validation failed in the username. Oh, it's supposed to be username. Okay. I like that. You see how we're handling errors, boy? Ha! Jesus Christ. Username. We're handling errors properly. Now, if I provide, I think only F, let me see what's gonna happen. Validation error, and our Spring Boot is still running. It hasn't crashed, but it has given us the errors, and we are handling them properly. Let's try again. The email, as you can see, status is 204. And why is it bad request here? I do not know. Okay, let's say Francis. So let's try it again. Now this is going to work now. So let's send. Boom, we've created a user. That's one user. And notice how the password is not there here. Y'all cannot see the password here because we removed it from the response DTO. We made sure we didn't have that coming from the database. So it's cool. This is cool. This is what we wanted. I don't know if I need to ignore the created data and updated data. Let them just be there. It's okay. Now let's try to create another user. Oh, can we now log in with this user? Can we now log in with this user? Can we try to log in with this same user? So I'm just gonna copy its email and password because that's what we're going to need to log in. Okay, so let's go here. Let's just copy this and let's duplicate it. Oh, it's going to be login user, and here we're gonna have /login, and let's go to body. We just remove this. Okay, hopefully let's send the post request. Validation error. Now there's an error because what you mean I need to provide username to login? That doesn't make sense, does it? Let me see. Oh, this is the JWT token that's created every time. Like when we created the user, we ended up creating this JWT token, and then we sent it inside inside the console. All right, little. Oh goody.
Does this look like me?
No, that's AI. Don't do that, bro. Surami ukonyasa.
My goodness.
Why are you on pressure?
I am, bro, because it's literally expired on the shelf. So.
Yeah, so don't worry. That stuff works up to night. I'll do it after the stream.
Hi, Bob.
Alright.
Hello?
What's the error? No static resource API this? No. What's the issue, bruh? How am I supposed to log in? Let's go to the controller. Let's see. /login. Okay, everything is okay. Except /login, right? Hey, my boy. Yo, what's good, bro? It's been a minute, bro. Where have you been, brother? Where have you been, man? Logging in. Oh, wait, I need to... Wait. I don't have to pass in the username in order to sign in. I mean, in order to log in. Does it make sense? I only need the password and... Username? No. Oh, no problem, my brother. Handles login. Wait. Bro, let's first try to go back and I'm gonna have to try to log in with that username and then let me see. Well, it's again showing me as a user created. That's not real, bro. What? See, this is another JWT token created. No, you only need password, email, and password to log in. But for signing up, you need at least username, email, and password. I don't know why. But it's okay. You're like, what happened? What do you mean, brother? Nothing happened really. Wait, I'm trying to understand something here. Just give it a sec. Thank you. Bro, the issue I'm facing is like this, right? As you can see, this is login and this is register. Now, both of them really just require the email and username as well, which doesn't make sense, right? Well, I think the filtering works inside the JWT filter, because currently I don't have the JWT filter. So let me ask AI why we need even a username to log in. To log in, I thought only email and password. So you want JWT token after login? Yes, after login. Oh wait. So the reason why we provide the username is so that we can get a signed JWT token, right? See. And also I just have the JWT server, but not the filter, because I think filter is what really is going to sell it for us. So let me open this. Let me open the service and grab this as well. You're like able to see any kind of function with return JWT after verification. No, I don't have verification. Hold on. I'll show you the JWT thing yet. I think in the right direction. You're correct. You can absolutely log in using only email and password. The confusion comes from how Spring Security was historically designed. It expects something called a username field for authentication, but username is just a generic identifier. You can map it to email instead. Let's unpack it clearly. What username appears everywhere? Spring Security's core interface, user details, and its method get username were named before email-based logins became common. So the framework still calls it username, but it doesn't care what you return there. So if your app uses email for login, you can just override string get username. Hard way, Spring thinks it's username, but you're really authenticating with email. How your flow now looks. Your user service already finds a user by email, checks password, and generates JWT. That's all correct. No change needed there. The only reason we would care about the user details or username is if we use Spring Security's inbuilt authentication flow with filters and context. Yeah, I think that's what we are doing, right? I'll show you. Hold on. We have the filter. You mentioned only you have the JWT service, but not the filter. The filter is what intercepts every request after login and extracts the token and loads the authenticated user into the Spring security context. Here's a simple minimalistic JWT authentication filter that works with your current setup. Okay, so this is what we have. We turn this into a component and then required argument constructor. The class JWT authentication filter, it extends once per request filter. I think that's the one we're looking at, right? And then we override protected do filter internal. Then we take the request, the response, and the filter chain. Then we throw exception, sublet exception, and the input output exception in case of any errors. And then final, we have a string auth header which gets the request header, calls it authorization, and then we have the token, we have the email. We then check if the token exists and starts with bearer. Auth header is null, or auth header starts with bearer. It doesn't start with this. Then that means filter this, or else just return. Check if the token exists and starts with bearer. So here, if it's null, if the auth header is null and the auth header doesn't or the auth header doesn't start with bearer, then return filter chain dot do filter. Where are we getting the do filter from? Oh, it's from the filter chain dot do filter, then filter the request and the response, and then return. Then lastly, second last, because we have token, then get only the username from the token, which is the email. So we're gonna say the email is jwt service.extract username and get the token. And we are, hold on, email for us, but we did not override it though. We did not override it there. If you look at how we have everything, as you can see, we have the expiration date, and we have the secret, which is all stored inside the properties. And then we have this function which converts the string into a cryptographic way that the JWT library can understand. Then finally we have this method which generates tokens, and we have this which extracts the name. So are we supposed to override this and call it email, or we are supposed to, I don't know, because this is just a generic function which returns a token and a function of claims, then it doesn't care what you return. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this and say, because here we did not override the user name to mean email. What do you think here? Do we need to change anything here? Okay, I don't know if we need to change anything there. Perfect question. This is exactly what the starter detail that strips. Okay, what the hell is that? No, you don't need to change anything in that JWT service if you're using email as your login identifier. And later, get subject. That get subject simply sets the sub field in the JWT payload, a standard claim meaning the identity of the token's owner. It doesn't actually have to be username. It can be email or whatever. Okay, so when we call, you can just pass generate token dot get email. That's what I'm doing. Nothing else changes. Oh god, that's what I'm doing. Validation already uses. That's what we're doing. Like if I go to user service, and you can see here we have the email, right? So we have claims and then get email, but here we are using get username. I think that's why. So I think our issue is in this place, right? I guess here we call in user dot get user name in token creation. That's why. Let me see. Exactly. Now that's the issue. That's where the issue lives. Yeah, correct. This is where we have the issue. In this video, JWT is currently embedding the username field as the subject. If you want to make the email true, your true login identifier, which is what your logic already assumes, just change this line. Okay, so we need to change this line to get email, and then later we just now the JWT payload will look like that. So everything, validation, all that stuff is correct. So we just gotta change this to user dot get email. Alright, I think that is it, and we're good. So we can just log in with this. I'll just log in with this claims, which is going to be the email, and then we can say user dot get email. Okay, that's correct. Which other one again do we need to correct? Nothing else. Okay, let's go back and see. We have to stop our server first. So let's go ahead and check the JWT filter. Oh my god, we need to check the JWT filter. What's going on here? Oh, we have to make this. Okay, that's disabled. It's okay. Request matches. So currently what our security is doing, if I go to the config, security config, we are permitting everything. So we are not authenticating anything, we're just permitting everything to go through any request. CRF, did I disable it? Yeah, I disabled the cross-site resource forgery, which is okay. And also this line, that means we have to only accept requests using postman. So let me go back and see. Now here we need to just say request matches, and we'll leave any request as authenticated. Then we use request matches that if our request if we pass in requests to these endpoints starting with API auth and everything that comes after that, go ahead and permit them all, or else anything else should be authenticated. And the session management, session creation policy, session creation stateless, okay, because of the JWT thing. And then we add filter before, which will take the JWT filter, and then we pass in the username password authentication filter class. Okay, I think that is that. But before we go to the config, we need to first understand this is the filter, right? So we need to go ahead and create this JWT filter. But any request should be permitted. So I'm just gonna do this. Auth as auth. Now we're gonna take the auth, and then we say any request should be authenticated. Don't pass in just anything. Any request should be authenticated. And also within here I have another thing to make, pass it like this, and then we're going to say request matches, any request, hold on, what is that? Request matches, and then we are going to grab anything which starts with API /auth, and then everything that follows it. Wait, where is the goddamn? Okay, everything that follows it, go ahead and permit them all, and that is that. Now we have to go ahead and, where is our, yep, we need to create a new filter. Now I don't know if the filter is going to be as a service. I think it will be as a service, and then we call it the component. So this is going to be JWT filter. Is it JWT filter or JWT something? Let's see. What are we calling it? JWT authentication filter. Cool. I think you are seeing now, brother, right? JWT authentication filter. I think we can call it that. Authentication filter, and it's going to be a service. We're going to call this as a normal component. component, and then we pass in the required argument for structure. Then here this is going to extends. It extends. So what are we extending? I think is per request, something like that. Per request. I think it's one something. Yep, one request. What's that? Something like that. What are we extending? Once per request filter. Okay. Once per request filter. Good. Now we can have this. What are we lacking? Implement methods. Okay, go ahead and implement that. So we have this do filter thing, which is going to take the request. Let's break this down. We have that, and then we have the filter, and if there's any issue, go ahead and throw those errors. Okay, exceptions. I think that is it, right? And let's see what else we need to. Oh, then we can define this is how our header will look like. Then we pass in our tokens, but without forgetting that we need to import the JWT service and the repository as well. So let's go ahead and first import those ones. Private final JWT service as JWT service. Private final. We need to import the user repository as user repository. Okay. And finally, we can have a string, final string, call it auth header is equals to request dot get header, and we're gonna call it authorization, obviously. Then we can have a string token. What did we call the token here? Okay, the token is just going to be the way it is, and email is going to be the way it is. They're all going to be final, actually. Final, and then we just do this check, and that is that. Okay, it's going to be final. Since we're not going to need it anywhere, so we're just going to call it token. God. Oh, I think, yep. And then we're also going to need final string email, since that's what we are going to use to log in. Email. And then now we can check if the auth header is null, if it's empty, or oh god, where is this? Hold on, am I forgetting my keyboard? Okay, god damn, I almost forgot my keyboard, bro. Okay, and the auth header that starts with, it starts with bearer, then go ahead and return, right? Okay, if nothing happens here, then just return. I think that is all. We need to do filter chain or filter chain dot do filter, then filter out the request and response, and then we return. So filter chain dot do filter, then pass in the request and response, then you can return. Why is the return dark like this? Something's wrong. Is unnecessary. Wait, hold on. Is unnecessary as long as the last statement is a void statement. Oh, for sure. What is void? Okay, when we just subtract, we just grab only the username from there. So we're just going to have string auth token is equals to auth header dot sub, and then we just pass in 7. What is this? Is it substring? Might produce a null pointer exception. What is a null pointer? Oh, we already have the token there, so we just have to say token is equals to this auth header, and then substring 7. That means pick the first one which is there, and then the email is jwt service.extract username, then pass in the token. Alright. We already have the token defined here. That's why we called it final here. My bad. Okay, pass in the token. Then we come here and we say email is the same as jwt service dot extract username, then pass in the token. Okay, what is this, bro? What is this? What's with the null pointer, bro? What's with the null pointer? Let's try to assert auth header. Wait, auth header, assert auth header is equals to this. What does it mean? Okay, see, let me copy this part and I say why did we have to assert header? Since before we did it, say it in my result in a null pointer exception. And what is null pointer? What is null pointer exception? I've had these things a lot. I've had null pointer exceptions a lot. I want to know. Assert is used for testing, I guess. Oh, for real? I have no idea, because I've literally had null pointer exception almost every single time I hear people talking about Java. So good question. This touches the heart of how Java handles nothingness. What's a null pointer exception? A null pointer exception happens when you try to use a variable that doesn't point to any object. Oh, null pointer. That's only like pointers for C, right? I think it's an address pointer. Wait, hold on. Let's say you have a variable, then it points to an address. A variable, then a pointer to its address. I think that's in linked list, right? Something like that. Anyways, a string name is null, system name dot length. This is null pointer exception. Correct, because this doesn't point to nothing. What's the length of what? Of null? Doesn't make sense, right? Here name doesn't actually reference a string, so it's trying to call dot length, which blows up everything because dot length only applies to. Okay, that makes sense. Now the assert here is the why the assert is there. In your filter we have this, and then if auth header is equals to this, that means if it doesn't exist, then this. So if you don't return after filtered this, the code keeps running even though the auth. Okay. Now I get it. That's why it's cool to always ask questions though. Instead of using assert, you should try return early. Alright. Oh, that's why we were returning earlier. Makes sense. That's why we were returning earlier, because I removed the return from here. But yeah, now it won't return a null pointer exception. Wow. You see how we've learned something new, bruh? Oh my god. This is what I call coding, bruh. Stop playing, bruh. What's going on here? Not annotated parameter overrides non-null API parameter. Damn, bro. Like Java has a lot of stuff, bro. Like as soon as I started coding in Java, I just realized like I don't know shit, bro. Because you know when you're using Monstack and you just coding like simple APIs with ORMs like Prisma, and it's like using goddamn Express, you just creating like, bro. Well, Java can literally like, oh god, I don't know, bro. I'm not a Java advocate, but y'all should try out Java for sure. This ensures, okay, that's okay. I've understood that. And this is my style of learning, by the way, boys. Like I've literally taught myself this stuff in less than 40 days. All of this, and right now I can code most of them myself. You get it? So this is like having a personal tutor who's an experienced developer near you, literally just helping you day in, day out. Crazy, bro. The world we live in now is insane. Alright, and then now if user is not yet authenticated, and if email is not null, and the security context holder, that means this security context holder checks if the user is already logged in, right? Because this is what handles the login thing. If the user is not yet authenticated, then the security context holder doesn't show authentication is null, then we create a variable. No, this is not a variable. I don't know if this is a variable. This var of Java is not the same as var of JavaScript, because this var here is type safe, because it almost acts like the generics thing. So we get user is equals to user repository defined by email, or else is null. Good. And if user is not equal to null and JWT token is valid, then you pass in the token and then the email. Okay, now we're gonna have username password authentication token as auth token, then a new instance of it. We pass in the user, then this side will both be null. Okay, since this is the user we're creating, right? We're getting this email, that means everything else will be null. And then the auth token details, new web auth authentication details source dot build details, then you pass in the request. And then security context holder dot get context. Bro, why do they have long ass? What is all this? Like, sometimes I fail to code a Java because of what they have here. They have like a gazillion things. Alright, the last one is just going to be a filter chain. Filter chain or do filter. Okay, let me go ahead and do this part if the user is not yet authenticated. Here the username is equals to email for us. Okay, that's cool. So if user is not yet authenticated, then go ahead and authenticate the user. Email is not null, and security context holder dot get context or get authentication is equal to null, right? Then go ahead and find this user with their email, or else it should return null. And if the user is not null, for real, bro. For real, I need to invest in a better monitor. I can't even lie to you, broski. You're right on that. Alright, now here, this is where we're going to have if email is null, and I think this is all, right? Is it all or and? Hold on. If email is not null, that means if we've provided the email, right? If we have the email, if we've provided the email, and wait, what's the user? What are we doing here? Hold on. The security context, right? We need to pass in the security context holder and then make sure it's also null. That means there's no user yet that's authenticated. Then inside it, that's where we check this for the existence of the email. Alright, and security context wait, what? Security context holder, I think, right? Holder dot get context dot get authentication. If it's null, then oh my god, bro, what is all this naming? Then we have var, we have var user is equals to user repository dot find by email, pass in the email, and or else it should return null, or else should be null, or else it should be null. Then lastly, we also need to check for the time when the email is null, right? When the email doesn't exist now, I mean the user itself. Email is not null, and we have the context and then here if user, which is this user that we created, that we checked with for the email, if that is not null and the JWT token is valid, go ahead and get the token and get the email. And then finally we're gonna have to use this. I think this is this is not builder method. It's not builder method. What's this design pattern? I just forgot the name of the design pattern, but it is something to do with builder method, something like that. Or when you're doing solid thing, it's like a class is open to extension and closed for modification, something like that, brother. Anyways, that doesn't matter. Let's see if the user that we created is not null. If that user is not null, and if that user is not null and the JWT token dot token is valid, then what are we passing here? Are we passing in the token? Yep. Then we can wait. Do we have to pass the token here really? Yeah, we need to provide two things. Look here. Why you really need to stop now? Why you under pressure, bruh? Calm down. Relax, bruh. God damn. I'll do it. Don't worry, for sure. I'll do it. For real. Then get the email. Okay. I'll do it just right now. I think hold on, let me look at what I have here. Just give me a second. I'm almost done actually. Yeah, I've streamed for 1 hour right now. I'm almost done. I think this is the last one I'll be doing, this filter chain thing, and then just this part. Then I'll do it. Alright? Okay. Oh boy. Yes, sir. Alright, let's see what else. If that token, then what do we need to do after that? We need to get this user password authentication token, and we call it as token, and then we open a new instance of that, and we pass in that entire user that we created, then the rest will be null. And then auth token, which is this that we have, we need to set details as this, and then we build details. Then security context holder, then we pass in the auth token. God damn. Oh god. Yo, my boy, you remember me? Oh yeah, I remember you, the Java guy, bro. You are so addicted to Java. I remember you very well, bro. Okay. Okay, so we have username, password authentication. No. Username, password authentication token as auth token is equals to new instance of that authentication token. Then we open that, and finally we can set, right? We can set, I think, user. Hold on, bro, this stuff is confusing as hell. Oh, we pass it the auth token. Oh my god. Wait. What do I have here? Yes, this is a new instance of it, and then we just have to pass it the user and null as well. Then we set in the details here as the next one. So this is going to be the user, and then the rest will be null and null. Credentials, null and null. Authorities. Okay. Then we now say auth token dot set details. Set details. Then we can now set the details from here. Okay, what are the details? We need new web authentication details source dot build details. Oh god. New web authentication, right? Web authentication details. Then do we need to pass in the request? Wait, do we need a request there? No. Authentication details source. Then we just build the details. Okay. Details source. Then dot build details. Then we pass in the request from here. God, what a complex thing, bro. What a complex thing to do. So lastly, after that we just set the security context, and then we pass in that security. We pass in the auth token, right? So that is it. Now security context holder dot get context dot set authentication, and then we pass in the auth token. Now here we were getting, right, and then here we are setting. Oh, that's getters and setters thing. Then we can now do the do filter thing, right? We can just say filter chain dot do filter, then we pass in the request and response. Okay, so finally we're going to have filter chain dot what? Wait, we called it filter chain. Filter chain dot do filter, then we pass in the request and response. Oh god. I think that is it for this. Now lastly, what's going on here? Not annotation parameter overrides at null, whatever. Wait, let me see. Okay, I think that is that. Lastly, we need to just go to this. I need to just create this session management. We need to call the session creation policy as session creation dot stateless, and then filter before we pass in our auth filter. This is it, and then we pass in what we are using with our class, and then yeah, we have authentication manager as authentication manager. We pass in the config, and then then we return this. Bro, you left me when I didn't know Java, and now I can code in Java. I can try though. You get it? I feel like a month from now I'll be fluent in Java. I can't lie to you, bro. Okay. So let's get private final. What are we getting? What are we importing? We want to get the JWT filter, authentication filter as JWT filter. As JWT filter, then we need to come here. Okay, what's going on here? Do we need to remove all that? Okay, we need to remove all that. I really doubt, but let's just remove it for now. HTTP basic. This one, let's take it up. We can even leave it there. Finally, session management. Where is session management supposed to be? Session management just below this authentication thing. Okay, let me remove that. Dot session management. What are we going to have? We're just going to call it sesh. Then let's create a lambda function, and it's going to take what? Let's click here. I think it's going to be session sesh dot session add session strategy. No, not session strategy. We are supposed to get the session policy, session creation policy. Then it's going to be stateless. Session creation policy. Yep, and then session creation policy should be stateless. All right, hold on. Is it in caps? Yeah, the other one is caps. Session creation policy should be stateless. Wow. Java bro. I think I need like a 24 inch monitor, because I don't like bigger monitors like that. I don't want to strain my eyes on my neck. So finally we need to add the filter before, so that's gonna come last, and going to say filter before, then we pass in the JWT filter and what? Username, password, authentication, filter the class, and that is that. So session creation, we're gonna keep it like this. So what I'm gonna come here to session, make it like this, add before. How do I make this work? I think like this is good. Okay, then we can just make this work. Yep, I think like this is more readable, right? Yeah, I think it's more readable like this, my boys. Okay, let's go back and see what's going on. That dot build, then we need to just create this. I really don't think I need to create this bean myself, bruh. I don't think. Just public, what's the name? I'm just going to grab this bean, bruh, boys. Oh my god, what's going on? I'm going to grab this bean, just copy it here, the authentication manager. I don't want to do that myself, so copy that. There, import class, authentication configuration, import class as config, and where are we using the config here? Okay, that is that. Now what's going on here? Might not been initialized, huh? What's going on here? We have JWT authentication filter as JWT auth filter. Or do we need to give this also? Yeah, required configuration. Okay, we need to give this required args constructor. I think that is all. So if we try now, it should probably work. Let me see what's going on. Unused imports, let me remove them. Okay, configure, that is cool. So our application now is super secure. Let's try and see what happens, but I don't think I like what I'm seeing here. Not annotated parameter overrides whatever. So I'm just gonna copy this and see what's going on with that. Not annotated parameter overrides API something. See. Annotated as not null, meaning this method will never receive a null value. When the override doesn't copy those annotations, ID like IntelliJ shows a warning, so we need to add not null as well. Okay. See what we're learning, boys? So we need to annotate this with not null. Oh, where are we supposed to annotate them? Oh, the entire server thing? Isn't that what I'm doing? Bro, they're still showing errors, bro. Boys, that's crazy, bro. Cause I'm still getting the errors, right? Optional but clean. So what is this? Protected, void, this, that. But it's not really affecting anything right now. Oh, it's non-null, not null. Okay. That non-null. Bro, what is non-null and what is not null? Oh God, Jesus Christ. Spring Boot, bro. These guys have issues, bro. These guys have issues. I'm not gonna lie to you, boys. Okay, I think this is clean now. Everything is clean. Let's go ahead and try it. Now, before I do that, I think I need to go ahead and yeah, this stuff is secure, dog. Hello. Yeah, this stuff is secure as hell. Hold on. I need to come here to the terminal. Say docker compose down v. And let me add it one more time. Docker compose up in detach mode. Let's go ahead and create the user. Yep. Now I need to go ahead and log in. Let me create a user. Create a user. Forbidden. Forbidden because I disabled this. Hold on, let me stop this. I literally disabled the stuff. Let me go to config. Here I need to actually pass in with the crf, okay, dot csrf. Then we're going to have the configurer, which is abstract http configurer, then go ahead and disable it. And also I need to also put this basic, which is going to be http basic, and we're going to have the customizer as default. So let's see, send this. I need to go and run our server. Okay. Wow. Bruh. Java is not easy. Go ahead and send a request, a login request. Why is it taking forever? Boy, hold on. Why is this shit taking forever? Let me stop it. Okay, let me check docker compose, docker ps. Okay, that is running. Docker compose down, remove everything, then send it. Pause up in detach mode. Okay, that is cool. Wow, this is stressful, bruh. Spring security, Tomcat. Okay, let's test it now. Let's go ahead and register, send. Good. And if we check here, you will see we have a JWT token. Okay, That's our JWT token. That's interesting. Now we can grab that JWT token and then use it to log in. Nope, I think we don't have to use it to log in. Once we log in this user using the email and password, it should automatically work. Let's send login a user. Verification failed. God. Now let's go to creating a user. Do I need to pass in the token? I think I need to pass in the token in the header. So that's why it was failing. I swear, I think I needed to pass in the stuff in the token in the header along with this. So let's try to do that. Authorization. Can we pass in JWT? Is it this? Is it token? Then we just pass it here in order to log in. Yeah, because that token is created. So let's go ahead and select it. Copy. Well, let's try it again. Add this and let's log in. No, bad request again. Why? Okay, let's log in. Oh God. You sent this and this failed, then you added username, it worked and returned this. What's going on? But I don't have a login user DTO, that's why. Boys, I see why now. I see why. The response DTO, right? Here we have a string, email and password, and let me see. Let me go back to the DTO so that I can let you guys see what we have in the DTO. User, create user, and then this is the response. Now, create user DTO. Here we're expecting username for the create user, and then the user response, we're expecting username as well. No, so let's take off the username. No. Oh, I'm not sure about that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and select this, and let me send this. Hold on. This is for creating a user, right? And then the response shouldn't have anything. We remove the password from here. So that means I think username was not supposed to be there. Oh, it's doing double DT. It's being used for both registration and login, but it's designed for registration only. It requires 3 fields: username, email, password. So when you try to log in with only email and password, validation fails on this. Hence validation. Oh, create a separate DTO for login because the validation rules are different. So we need to create a login user DTO where we'll make sure the email is not blank and it's going to be at email, and password. Okay, and in your controller we just pass in this user response DTO, then we pass in a request body valid, we pass in login user DTO. That's what we are taking. Then response DTO entity.ok, we just pass in the user service.login user, then we pass in DTO. and in our service we shall have to change it a little bit. It's just like that. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. So that was the only difference. All right, that means here we need to create a login user detail as a record. Login user detail, and we're gonna need string email and string password. Okay, now the next thing, we're just gonna make sure this is not blank, and we're gonna pass in a message. Email is required. And it's also going to be of type email. Should be email. Then the password, not blank, and we're gonna have a message. And then password is required. Password is required, and I think that is it, right? Then we can just go and use this user login detail. Let's go to the user service. Just gonna change this to take login detail, user login detail, user login user detail. Why am I calling it login user detail? Okay, I just call this create user, so let's just keep it like that. Login user detail, and I need to import this class. Let me stop this up. As detail and everything remains the same, let's go ahead and just change this to login user detail as detail, and that is it. Now this is going to be status.ok, and then we just pass in the response. I think that is it. Response, login user, and that's it. Unless there's something else we're missing out on. So let's go ahead and now run it one more time. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and Docker compose, remove everything first. Down. Okay. Now I'm going to run it one more time. It might fail. It will fail, I think, because Docker compose. It's running. Okay, Docker compose up in detached mode. Now let's go ahead and run it. Let's take this off. This is no auth for now. We'll just create a user, and then let's go ahead and run. Good, we've created that user. Now we need to log in using this. Let's go to the body. Okay, let's run. Let's see. Yes. Yes, finally. So that is it, bro. That is the login logout flow, bro, using JWT. We've really done it today. You get it? It's been a long time coming, my brothers. You understand? I just need to do more practice on it, and then yeah, we shall be Gucci. So I just need to stop this. Docker compose down v. Okay, that is that. I just need to close this off. And yeah, my boys, I appreciate you guys for watching, bro. It's been a long time coming. encoder overload. I know this stuff has been overheating or whatever, I don't know. So I need to upgrade, bro. I need to get a better computer, bro. Hey, thank you guys for sticking with me, bro. Y'all been with me here for some time now. So I just gotta go now, my brothers. Peace out, bro. See you guys tomorrow.